The ESPA 4.4.4 is a serial protocol for receiving messages to launch alarms with. In this video is described how to activate ESPA interface and how to configure it. Start in the new voice setup wizard what has been already used in the previous videos. On the left side go to Interface Settings, and check the box by Incoming Interfaces Serial Interface with ESPA 4.4.4 protocol for receiving alarms. Once active, a new settings folder appears on the left side and the ESPA is added to the Auto Start settings. Change to the ESPA 4.4.4 Settings tab on the left side and define your interface. First setting is to adjust the COM port used. If no COM port is available on this system, a MobiCall port is needed for a virtual COM port. Adjust the settings to the parameter received from the third-party system. Default is baud rate 9600. 8 data bits, no parity and 1 stop bit. If this setting doesn't not match with your third-party system, the communication between the systems won't work properly. Press Apply to save the settings. This way one ESPA interface can be used for the system, but it is possible to let multiple ESPA interfaces run on one system. This needs to be done in the new voice interface monitor. Open up the new voice interface monitor from the desktop. On top click on Interface and select Add New Interface. From the first drop-down menu choose the protocol ESPA. Be careful not to use ESPA. The A stands for an outgoing interface. Next field is to define a name for this ESPA interface. This name should give a hint on what third-party system is connected to. Keep the connectivity drop-down menu set on RS-232. In the next drop-down menu choose the COM port you are going to use for this system and adjust the mode right beside the drop-down menu. 96 is for 9600, N is for no parity, 8 data and 1 stop bits by default. Press on OK if you have finished your configuration. Make sure that the Auto Start settings are closed before pressing OK since the interface can't be added if the Auto Start monitor is open. Confirm the request. Do you want to automatically add this interface in the auto start of the new voice monitor with a click on Yes. On the next window press OK and open up the new voice line monitor from the desktop. In the line monitor click on the button System in the left top corner and choose Auto Start. There should be now your currently added ESPA with the correct INI file parameter. Select the ESPA and click on Start from the right side. Open up the new voice interface monitor to properly set up your ESPA. If you still got the interface monitor open, click on Refresh to load all new interfaces. If your ESPA interface connection does not appear, check for the license. When the interface is here, it can show two different statuses. First one is on the left side, a red icon. Mostly this does mean that there is no connection to the COM port. You can see the error message in red in the window below, but also when a watchdog is not received in a defined time the icon will turn red. If the icon is green then the interface could connect to the COM port and is ready to receive messages. Now we can define the interface as needed. For this open up the setting via double-click on the interface or a right-click and a click on Configuration. On the first page are the global settings for the interface. Here are the basics to be defined. With the button protocol the data from the connection can be changed. With the button INI file the correct INI file for this interface will be opened for adjustment. With the first checkbox ESPA Plus the extended ESPA protocol ESPA Plus can be activated. With the checkbox activate the journal log file. Everything received from the third-party system, even a normal poll, will be logged into the journal file. Deactivate this again after error tracing, since the journal file can grow very big. Next settings are for the messages. Here is defined how the outgoing message for the alarm should look like. The first setting get the text message from the position is for the text message and for the display message while ringing. Here can be defined from which position in the received text MobiCall starts with the alarm messages. The next setting the message after the answer starts at position is for the display message too. This message appears in the display after picking up the call if supported by the PBX. Default start is at position 14. The next checkbox is active by default and means that the message what is received in the ESPA frame will be sent out in the alarm. By deactivating this option, MobiCall will only use the static message given in alarm when launched via this ESPA interface. The last checkbox is to convert the received text in the frame from OEM charset to ANSI, activate when the message is not read or sent out properly. Change to the Settings tab. Start Alarm Settings to define how alarms shall be launched when received from the third-party system. Two options are available. First option is active by default and is set to depending on a number. The default offset for the launch depending on a number is 8000 and can be changed. MobiCall will use the number received in the ESPA calling address field and add the offset to this number. The result will be the alarm that is launched. The second option is the setting depending on a text. With this active, you need to define a range from alarms. By default it is set to scan from 7001 to 7999, and if a text does not match with the alarm names, then the default alarm 7000 is launched. Be careful that the default alarm number is not in the scan range, if so it will always stop to scan at the default and launch that alarm. It is recommended to change the scan range, since the 7000 alarms are predefined as contact alarms. With the field only take the first n characters of the display field for the scanning. You can activate to only use a defined length of digits for the scan only. By default the scan will look at the alarm name. If the text received matches 1-to-1 with the alarm name, then the alarm will be launched. If you have longer texts than the alarm name, you can activate the box "The alarm name is a substring of the scanned text received in frame." Then the alarm will be launched when a part of the alarm name is in the received string. Be careful and give every alarm a unique indicator to launch. By activating the box "The scanned text in the frame is a substring of the alarm name," MobiCall will check if the text what is received matches somewhere in an alarm name. Be careful since blanks can also match. After a change to the Watchdog Settings tab, you can enable the Watchdog for the interface and define it. Once active, you can define what alarm shall be launched in case of a Watchdog, alarm 9910 by default. Second field is to define when the Watchdog alarm should be launched after the interface did not receive a poll. Third field is to set up when the Watchdog alarm should launch when still no poll is received. Within the Settings tab text field, a regular expression can be defined to only use specific parts from the received text and used as message for the alarms. Activate this option by checking the box "Apply the regular expressions to the text" field. In the first field, the regular expression format must be given. It depends on the message what is being received. In the second field can be defined what part of the regular expression should be used for the alarm scan. In the third field can be defined what part of the regular expression should be used for the text message. In the fourth field can be defined what part of the regular expression should be used for the display message while calling. In the fifth field can be defined what part of the regular expression should be used for the display message after the pickup from the call. By activating the next checkbox, a regular expression can be given to extract a callback number from the text field. In the first field, the regular expression format must be given. With the second field, the part what is needed from the regular expression must be set. By activating the last checkbox, you can define a regular expression to extract the callback number as DTMF from the text field. In the first field, the regular expression format must be given. Within the second field, here can be defined what part of the regular expression must be used for the callback number as DTMF. Within the Protocol Configuration Settings tab can be defined how the protocol is received. First checkbox is to deactivate an answer on the poll. If you are using a redundant solution with a COM port splitter, then only one of the two ESPA interfaces connected to should send a message back on the poll. Second checkbox is to send back a call status after a message was received. With the drop-down menu can be defined the value for the call status. Third checkbox is to display a warning if a poll or select sequence is followed by end of transmission. Deactivate if the third-party system should send a NOT after the poll. If required from the third-party system, the 1, ENQ, and 2, ENQ, can be changed, then MobiCall waits on the correct parameter set here. Change it by adjusting the field control station and page, slave station. With the last drop-down menu you can have a look how a message and how a watchdog looks like. Press OK to save your settings. The interface monitor will request if you want to write the changes to the INI file. Click Yes to change the settings and restart the interface and the Auto Start monitor to activate your made changes.